Hello everyone, welcome back to Minus to Millions. We're in the first day of April now and we've got £401 in the bank. And if we take a look at our field, you'll see it's in the next stage of growth and it's around 50% fertilised. So I want to get some more fertiliser sprayed on there to take that up to 100%. And we're going to need a bit more money before we can afford the equipment to do that. And we have got a full pallet of lettuce outside our greenhouse. So what I'll do is go and sell that, and while we're up at the shop I can also check on the sawmill to see if we have any pallets of planks that have been produced so far. So let's get this pallet loaded onto the pickup. And it only took us 2 days to get a full pallet with this large greenhouse, which is much quicker than the medium one. I think it took us 4 days to get a full pallet with that one, so we are going to be making a lot more money now that we have a large greenhouse. And I'll just strap this down so it doesn't fall off on the way to the shop. Now let's go and get this sold. Right, let's see what we get for this. I didn't actually check the price for lettuce before I come to sell this pallet, but if I remember rightly, we got around £500 for the last pallet of lettuce that we sold, so we should get roughly the same for this one. And we did, we got £501, which is quite good now that we can produce a full pallet of lettuce in 2 days with the large greenhouse. Now the next thing I want to do is head over to the sawmill and see if we've produced any pallets of planks so far, and if we have, I'll get them sold and see what we get for them. Okay, we have got 2 full pallets, so the sawmill is producing planks very quickly, as we only started the production yesterday. And there's 1,000 litres on a pallet, and it weighs 1.1 tonne, so I'm going to need to bring the skid steer loader over here to lift these up. Now I'm not sure what the price is for planks, but I will quickly check that before I go and get the skid steer loader. Okay, it's 1,167, and that's usually per 1,000 litre, so we should make a good bit of money off these 2 pallets. So I'll go and get the skid steer loader, and we'll get these sold. Okay, I've brought the skid steer loader over here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be able to lift these pallets, as they are very heavy, and it did struggle last episode to lift up some of the heavier logs, but let's see if it can. No, it's already tipping forward, so it definitely isn't going to be able to. It can lift the pallet just a little bit off the floor though, so I could lease a trailer and drive onto it with the pallets, but I'm not sure how much money we're going to get for these planks, and we haven't got much money either, so I don't really want to do that. The only thing I can think of doing is trying to lift the pallet just high enough off the floor so that we can drive along with it to take over to the sell point, because it's not very far. So let's try and do that. Okay, I have managed to get the pallet high enough off the floor so that we can drive along with it, and I haven't got to take them too far over to the sell point. I know it's not the ideal way to be selling these planks, but it's all I can do for now. Right, let's see what we get for this. Our money is going up very quick, so I think we should get quite a bit for these. And we got £1,167, which is very good. So I'll go back and get the second pallet and bring that over here. Okay, let's get this sold. And I think we'll get the same amount for this pallet as we did the last one. So let's see. And we did, we got £1,167 again. So we are making very good money off these pallets, but we can't keep selling them the way we are. So we definitely need a tractor with front loader on as soon as possible. I will quickly check the used vehicle sale to see if there's any deals on tractors. And there is a very good deal on this Class Axion here. It has 58% off, but we don't have nowhere near enough money to afford it, which is a shame because this is a very good tractor. But I'm sure if I keep checking the used vehicle sale every day, then one will come up. Now the next thing I was going to do was fertilise our field. But while we're up at the shop with the skid steer loader, I think I should lease a stump grinder to remove the stumps from the trees that we cut down last episode, because I'm going to need to do that at some point, and if I do it now I'll save a lot of time driving backwards and forwards to the shop. And I can leave the pallet fork up here, then pick it up when I return the stump grinder. And it's £127 to lease, so it's only cheap. Okay, I've attached the stump grinder, so I'll take it back over to our land. While I've got the stump grinder, I'm going to cut this small tree down here because it's quite close to our greenhouse. And I'll probably take the logs from it over to the sawmill a bit later, because I do want to check how many litres of wood we have left in there, as I forgot to look at that earlier. And I'll leave it over here for now, because the pickup truck is still over at the sawmill, so I can't load it on there yet. Now let's get these stumps removed. Okay, that's all the stumps removed, so now I need to return the stump grinder to the shop and bring the pallet fork back. Okay, I've brought the skid steer loader and pallet fork back over here, and I've also brought the pickup truck over from the sawmill, and I've loaded the logs from the tree that we cut down onto the back of it. Now the next thing I want to do is fertilise our field, so we're going to need to lease a fertiliser spreader. And I will quickly check the price for fertiliser first, because I think it's quite expensive. And it's 1,920 for a pallet with 1,000 litres on. I think it comes in big bags as well. And it's 1,820 for 1,000 litres. So we'll go with this one. And we're only going to be able to afford one of these, so hopefully we don't use more than 1,000 litres. Now the fertiliser spreader I'll go for is the one that we used before, the Vicon PS1004. And I don't think I'll put the extension on it, because it holds 2,000 litres with the extension, and we only have 1,000 litres of fertiliser. So it's £175 to lease, so I'll do that and we'll head over and pick it up. Right, I've attached the spreader, so let's get it filled up, and I think it should hold 1,000 litres without the extension. And it does. So I'll take this back over to our land, and then we can get our field fertilised. Now I want to try and line up the best I can so that we're using the full working width of the spreader, because we haven't got much fertiliser and we can't afford any more. So I think around here should be good. Okay, that is covering the whole field and we are using the full working width of the spreader, so we aren't going to be wasting any fertiliser. We are covering a large area of the field with this spreader though, so we should have quite a bit of fertiliser left when we finish. Which is good because it is expensive, and whatever we have left in the spreader when we're finished, we can unload onto a pallet and use it whenever we need to. And doing this should take us to around 100% fertilisation, and our yield bonus should also increase by a good amount. So I'll have to check that once we're finished. And I think I'm only going to need to come back down the shorter part of the field after going up here, because it looks like the fertiliser is going to reach to the corner up here. Yeah, it has reached to around the middle of the curve part, so hopefully I'll be able to cover up to there when I go back down the shorter part. So if I start here, I think it should reach. Okay, I think that's pretty much covered up to it. I may have missed a small piece, but I'm not too worried if I have missed a little bit, because the majority of the field has been fertilised, and missing a tiny bit isn't going to make a big difference to the yield when we harvest. Okay, that's the field finished, and there's still 847 litres of fertiliser in the spreader, so we didn't use much at all, and I can unload that onto a pallet. But before I do that, let's check the fertilisation percentage. So we're around 90% fertilised, and our yield bonus has also increased by a lot. That's around 90% now as well. I think it was about 70% before we fertilised, so it's increased by around 20%. So we should get quite a good yield of this field when we harvest. Right, now I need to unload the spreader. I'll unload this here for now, and then I can move it with the skid steer loader once I've returned the spreader to the shop. Okay, I've returned the spreader to the shop, and I've brought the skid steer loader over here to move this pallet. And I'll put it in front of the other ones now, just so it's out the way, because it will probably be a while before we use any of these pallets. So that should be fine now. And while I'm here, I may as well see how our chickens are getting on. Okay, they've got 608 litres of food, so they've still got plenty left. And we've got a few more eggs. There's 165 pieces on the pallet now. I'll also check the animal menu because as we're in the next month, our chickens should have got older. So let's see. Yeah, they're 7 months old now, so they should produce eggs a bit quicker because the older they get, the more eggs they produce. Their reproduction is at 50%, but that doesn't matter as we won't get any more chickens because the pasture is already full. Now the last thing I need to do is take the logs in the pickup truck up to the sawmill, and I want to check how many litres of wood we have left in there while I'm up there. So let's go and do that. Okay, I've unloaded the logs, and we have got another pallet of planks already, so they are being produced very fast. And we've still got 7,514 litres of wood left in here, so we're going to be producing a lot more planks. I think what I'll have to do until we get a tractor with a front loader is move the pallets off the spawn point so more can spawn in, and then lease a trailer so we can sell a few at once. Because we should be able to put the pallets on a trailer using the skid steer loader if we drive onto it. And we make good money off the planks, so if we have a few pallets to sell at a time, leasing a trailer won't be too bad. So I think I'll try selling the pallets that way for the time being. Hopefully a tractor comes up in the used vehicle sales soon though, because that will make things a lot easier for us. Now we haven't got anything else we need to do, so that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by leaving a like and feel free to subscribe so you never miss another video.